Hope you're doing well and keeping safe. Security Chronicle welcome you to the third week of September. Let's start with the top bulletins of the week. Google announced new developer program policy for Play Store. Mobile iron MDM vulnerability leads to Facebook hack. Attackers can spoof millions of devices using new Belisa flaw. CERT-In issued an advisory on RCE vulnerability in Microsoft Windows Codex library. On 16 September, Google has announced a developer program policy for Play Store apps and asked app developers to make effective changes on stalkerware, misrepresentation and gambling apps. Let's understand these terms one by one. Stalkerware. Stalkerware is a term used to describe apps that tracks a user's movement, snoop on calls and messages and record other apps' activities secretly. Google said acceptable forms of these apps can be used by parents to track their children. However, these apps cannot be used to track a person, for example, a spouse, without their knowledge or permission unless a persistent notification is displayed while the data is being transmitted. Google added non-stalkerware apps distributed on the Play Store which monitor or track a user's behavior on a device must minimally comply with following requirements. Next term is misrepresentation. It is a term that impersonates any person or organization or that misrepresent or conceal the ownership or primary purpose. Google said they do not allow apps or developer accounts that engage in coordinated activity to mislead users. This includes, but isn't limited to, apps or developer accounts that misrepresent or conceal their country of origin and direct content at users in another country. Finally, gambling apps. It refers to playing games of chance or skill for money by using a remote device such as smartphones, tablets with a wireless internet connection. Google said we only allow content and services that facilitate online gambling in the UK, Ireland, France and Brazil. And in these locations, apps must meet the requirements for smooth running. For all other locations, Google don't allow content or services that facilitate online gambling, including but not limited to online casinos, sport betting or lotteries, and games of skills that offer prizes of cash or other real-world value. Under the gambling policy, Google has removed Paytm app from the Play Store on Friday, that is 18 September 2020. Commenting on the matter, Paytm issued an official statement and said Google suspended the app as it violated Play Store policies on gambling. We continue to work with Google to restore the app. Google said the new rules set to enter into effect next month. All new and existing apps will receive a grace period of at least 15 days from the September 16, 2020, while misrepresentation and gambling apps got a deadline till October 21st, 2020. Security researcher Oren Desai from DevCore has found Facebook vulnerable to critical attacks because of a flaw in mobile iron MDM. Mobile device management, also known as MDM, is an asset assessment system that makes the employees BYOD more manageable for enterprises. MDM can guarantee that the devices are running under the corporate policy and in a trusted environment. Researchers found over internet that most prevalent MDM solutions are VMware, AirWatch and Mobile Iron. He also knows that Facebook has exposed the Mobile Iron server since 2016 and more than 15% Fortune Global 500 companies are using and exposing their Mobile Iron server to the public. Due to these reasons, Mobile Iron has become his main target. The researcher identified 3 vulnerabilities centered on allowing attackers to engage in. Number 1. Arbitrary file reading, CVE 2020155507. Number 2. Remote code execution, CVE 2020155505. Number 3. Remotely bypassing the authentication measures in place, CVE 2020155506. Later, Desai gained remote access to Facebook server through a shell connection which he demonstrated through a video. Then, the issue was reported to Facebook via their bug bounty program, for which an unknown reward was also given to the researcher. Viewers can read more detailed information on the following blog. A new security flaw in Bluetooth software can impact devices running the Bluetooth Low Energy protocol. The flaw named as BELESA, Bluetooth Low Energy Spoofing Attack. Bluetooth Low Energy (BLE) is the most widely utilized low energy communication protocol, and by 2023, the number of BLE capable devices is expected to reach 5 billion. The BLE protocol enables wireless, short-range communication, which allows two devices to connect and exchange data even on low battery. In a research project at Purdue University, a team of 7 researchers has investigated a section of BLE protocol that plays a crucial role in day-to-day BLE operations but has really been analyzed for security issues. Their work focused on the reconnection process. This operation takes place after two BLE devices, the client and server, have authenticated each other during the pairing operation. Reconnections take place when Bluetooth devices move out of the range and move back into range again later. As a result, two systemic issues have made their way into BLE software implementations down the software supply chain. Number 1. The authentication during the device reconnection is optional instead of mandatory. Number 2. The authentication can potentially be circumvented if the user's device fails to enforce the IoT device to authenticate the communicated data. These two issues leave the door open for a BELESA attack, during which a nearby attacker bypasses reconnection verifications and sends spoofed data to a BLE device with incorrect information and induce human operators and automated processes into making erroneous decisions. Researchers said they analyzed multiple software stacks that have been used to support BLE communications on various operating systems, and they found that BlueZ Linux-based IoT devices, Fluoride Android, and the iOS BLE stack were all vulnerable to BELESA attacks. Furthermore, researchers added Apple has fixed the flaw, but Android is still vulnerable. Has issued an advisory on a vulnerability in Microsoft Windows Codex library, which could allow a remote attackers to execute arbitrary code on a target system. The severity of the vulnerability is rated as high. The vulnerability exists due to improper handling of objects in memory. A remote attacker could exploit this vulnerability by convincing a user to open a specially crafted image file. An attacker could then install programs, view, change or delete data or create new accounts with full user rights. Affected systems are as follows. Certain advise users to apply appropriate patches as mentioned on the Microsoft Advisory portal. That's all for today. Hope September 3rd week's bulletin has really helped you in understanding the things happening in security arena, and you can make yourself safe and secure with these cyber incidents. Keep watching our videos and do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe this channel. Thank you for watching. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Signing off, Rosina.